Written by K.A. Abbas and directed by Raj Kapoor, Shri 420 follows the story of Raj, a young, happy-go-lucky chap from Allahabad who comes to Bombay in search of work. The film opens with him on foot, trying to hitch a ride from the cars passing by. When nothing works, he decides to pretend to faint in front of a car. Inside the car sat Seth Sonachand Dharma Anand, who instructs his driver to bring Raj in and starts moving towards the hospital. That's when Raj wakes up and honestly tells the man that he was only putting up an act in order to get a lift, to which Seth Sonachand responds by kicking him out of the car after calling him a liar, cheat, a 420. Coincidentally, Raj sees a sign that indicated that Bombay was 420 kilometers away. He takes it as a sign and begins his journey towards the city. Once he reaches the main Bombay market, he looks around at the chaos and finds himself feeling overwhelmed with no clue on what to do next. No matter who he tried to approach did not bother giving him the time of day. He finally talks to a beggar, asking him where he should go to get a job, but the beggar tells him that honest people don't get any work in the city, but there are 420 ways of making a dishonest living. Hungry, Raj then goes to buy some bananas. Despite having no money in his pocket, he bargains with the lady, who first dismisses him, but eventually Raj's charm convinces her and she gives him the bananas to eat for free. Raj shares his banana with a little boy and throws the peel behind him, because of which a woman slips and falls, humiliating herself in front of the crowd. Raj asks the beggar for the address to a pawn shop and goes over there to sell his medal that he had won in college for his integrity. The same woman, who is now introduced as Vidya, was already at the pawn shop selling her bangles. The Raddiwala dissuades her from doing so and allows her to borrow money nonetheless. Raj enters, gives the Raddiwala his medal, and Vidya, who overhears their conversations and questions, what does one have if not their integrity? Her words resonate with Raj, and instead of selling the medal, he agrees to mortgage it, for which he gets 40 rupees. Raj leaves the pawn shop and ends up having his 40 rupees stolen by pickpockets while he was trying his luck gambling. Dejected, he finds a spot to spend the night, but the people there ask him to pay 3 rupees for the privilege to share the footpath. Unable to, he picks a fight once again, but the same lady who was selling bananas comes to his rescue. She recognizes him and welcomes him to their tiny settlement. She proclaims that he was one of them and could stay as long as he needed to. The next morning, Raj runs into Vidya at the beach, where he is being chased by the police officer and convinces him that she was his wife who kicked him out of the house for the night. The police officer reprimands the two and chucks them out of the beach. Raj invites himself over to Vidya's house and meets a father, where he learns that once Vidya's father was bound to the wheelchair, Vidya ran the school that he previously did. He discusses their poor financial condition, but Raj, with his positive outlook, keeps the atmosphere light and happy. After that, Raj and Vidya get into an argument where she accuses him of being a good-for-nothing, illiterate man. But Raj tells her that he may be good for nothing, but he was a graduate looking for a job. Vidya asks if that was the case, why was he always up to some or the other antics and mischief? Raj tells her that the world had become so bitter that in order to put a smile on other people's faces, he had worn this mask. Back at his settlement, Raj realizes that there was a job opening at a laundromat, and the next day he goes and manages to secure it. Overjoyed, he goes to meet Vidya after borrowing a suit from his shop and lies to her that he had bought a laundromat. Vidya can see through his lie, but she plays along. Even visits him there, after which he invites her to drink tea at the tiny stall on the footpath. There, Raj comes clean to her about actually just working at the laundromat and nothing else, but confesses his love for her and says that he wants to marry her, but he doesn't know how to manage the money for their future. Vidya reciprocates his feelings and says that alone he may not be able to, but as long as they were together, they would both work and make a decent living. Raj promises to come over to Vidya's house on Sunday and meet her father and ask for her hand in marriage. But while the two were lost in their tiny world, Raj is reminded of the iron he had actually left on, causing a fire to erupt at the laundromat. His punishment to work on Sunday caused him to deliver clothes to Maya's house, who is thoroughly impressed by his sleight of hand and convinces him to come for a party and gamble on her behalf. At the party, Raj runs into Seth Sonachand, who recognizes him but does not expose his lie. Raj is then invited to gamble and he agrees on the condition that he gets to deal the cards. As he plays, he ends up winning almost all the games. And that's when Maya provokes Seth Sonachand to play against Raj, claiming that nobody could defeat him. Seth Sonachand takes the bait but asks to deal the cards. Raj agrees to it and manages to win by pulling off a bluff. With that impressive move, they exit the party. Once home, Maya goes back to treating him poorly and tells him to leave. But Sonachand visits him at the laundromat and tells Raj that his biggest asset was his brain. He promises to keep in touch and leaves. A few days later, on Diwali, Raj goes to Vidya's house and gives her an expensive sari and then takes Vidya to a high society party where the glitz and glamour makes her feel very out of place. To make matters worse, Maya tries to approach Raj to play cards on her behalf, but Raj rejects her. When she sees that Raj was with Vidya, she goes and humiliates Vidya in front of everybody, insinuating that the sari she was wearing was actually hers. Embarrassed, Vidya ends up running out of the party and Raj tries to follow her. But when Seth Sonachand stops him from leaving, she overhears their conversation, which clearly indicates a brighter, successful future for him. Not seeing where she fits in all of this, she leaves in tears while Raj gets pulled into that world. That night, Raj shows up at Vidya's house drunk and tells her that he was now earning enough money for the both of them to start a new life. Vidya tells him that all the money he has earned through dishonest means was something she would never be okay with. She sees the greed in Raj's eyes for the money, the desperation, and she tries to plead to him to forget about it all and start afresh. She reminds him of the man he used to be. Raj tells her to forget about that man and step into this new path with him, but Vidya does not budge from her beliefs. Heartbroken but determined to follow this new path, Raj walks away from her. Raj straightaway goes to Seth Sonachand and asks for work, which is where he realizes that Seth Sonachand made his living through dishonest means. Despite that, Raj's moralities were clear. He was all in. Under Seth Sonachand, Raj sets up a fraudulent company that has supposedly found gold mines in Tibet and apparently sold shares from that mine, making Raj incredibly successful. But when Raj runs into Vidya at the pawn shop where he had come to buy his medal back, he learns that Vidya had to shut down the school because of a lack of funds. Raj offers to help out, but Vidya refuses. She wouldn't want help from someone who can buy integrity using corrupt money. This changes Raj's mind and he leaves the shop without the medal. He attempts to convince Vidya again at the tea stall, but Vidya was clear. She could not build a life on the foundation of deceit, and even though it broke her heart to walk away, she did it nonetheless. After losing Vidya, the glamour of the party and the sparkle looked different. He only felt shame. So he left the party and ended up at the same settlement below Seth Sonachand's house, back to his little family in the city. There, the people started praising him for helping them build their own houses. Confused, Raj asked them what they meant and they show him posters that they said in exchange for only 100 rupees, Raj had promised to build them houses in the city. Furious, Raj goes to Seth Sonachand and questions this. Seth Sonachand tells him that this was all part of the deal he had signed. So Raj's answer was simple. He no longer wanted to be associated with him. But Seth Sonachand threatens to turn him in for his illegal activities. Maya makes Raj realize his potential and tells him if he doesn't want to be called a fraud, he needs to do his scams on a much bigger scale, in a way that he swindles Seth Sonachand too. All he needed was courage. This sparks an idea in Raj's mind. Over the next few days, he prints several ads and starts the process of collecting money. People flood in to contribute, every one of them starry-eyed, hoping to own their house one day. Sonachand, pleased by Raj's scheme and the amount of money they collected, lets Raj know that he was impressed. But after he leaves, Maya walks in, revealing Raj's plan of taking the entire amount for himself and disappearing forever. But before he can, Vidya comes in to meet him. She gives him his medal of integrity, reminding him of where he had started and where he had reached. Raj realizes his mistake and starts getting cold feet. But Maya tries to reason with him. In the process, Seth Sonachand arrives and realizes Raj's plan. A chase to get the briefcase containing the money ensues, ultimately resulting in Sonachand shooting Raj. Upon hearing the gunshot, the people outside rush in and start protesting his death. Seth Sonachand tells the public that Raj was going to take all their hard-earned money and run away, but nobody believes him. Sonachand tells the police that it was that very reason for him to shoot Raj. Hearing this, Raj wakes up and shows that he was only pretending to die. He reasons with the police that if Sonachand was only trying to stop Raj, why did he need to shoot him 6 times? The police find merit in his argument and arrest Seth Sonachand. Raj then convinces the public to pool in their resources together and build houses for themselves. He is charged and tells them that to ever fight their circumstances, they will have to join forces. With that, he allows the police to arrest him. Later, we see Raj outside the court watching Seth Sonachand get sentenced to jail for all his misdoings. Raj then sets off back to his hometown. But on his way, he meets Vidya, who pulls him back to show him the impact his speech had created. The people had actually managed to build their homes. Pleased, Raj and Vidya walk away onto their journey to start their new lives. So what was the point of Sri 420? A man who had come all the way from Allahabad to make it big in the city of dreams, and like most, he is soon disillusioned by the condition of the common man. Yet, he never let go of his inherent joyful personality and optimism. Having been given the choice to find immediate success tempts him into the world of corruption, but there is a price to pay for that too. He loses the girl and, more importantly, himself. So the point of Sri 420 is simple. Getting ahead via dishonest means will leave you in a constant state of inconsistency with yourself. But that is only if you are virtuous to begin with. Beyond that, yes, while monetary success can bring you temporary happiness, it can't be built by crushing those below you, especially those who were there for you when you were nothing. Which film do you want us to recap next? Comment down below and let us know. Like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in our next video.